Hi, I'm Tom Moore. Welcome to my Week 5 GED update. I have 12 weeks to get the GED. And this week, I'm doing something different. I'm going to tell you all the things I've learned so far in the first 5 weeks of my GED journey. Number one, it's hard to finish. You need grit, you need resilience, you need to shake off the cobwebs and get back into problem solving. Doing a test at your own pace for a certificate that doesn't really lead to any type of opportunity goal other than just starting the conversation with employers is really, really hard to do. It's also just a hard test. There are certain questions in maths that I'm struggling with at the moment around equations. I hate equations. I've always hated equations. I'm revisiting them. Number two, it took me 3 weeks to pass the GED ready for maths, but I barely passed. I got a score of about 152. I think 140 is the pass. It was hard, and I barely passed. It brought back memories of high school where I found it hard, and I think a lot of people would too. I felt number three. The third thing I learned was I felt real fear in taking the test and letting others down, including myself. Test uncertainty is real. Exam uncertainty is real. I've forgotten it. We should remember that when we're interviewing a graduate from high school or a graduate from college. 4. GED educators are part coach, part counselor, part hacker, part teacher. There's a lot to uncover there. I need more time studying them, how I can help them, and how this group of people come together. What I do know is that they create a lot of value in our society for very little return. On working with educators, I got to my 5th point. Educators, students, and state administrators are all looking at paths to get someone with a GED a better job. And educators in particular will dive deep on finding tools that will help students graduate. I didn't know that a lot of educators are the first reference check, whether for college or for employers. They're a very, very important part of our ecosystem. Number 7, over 1,000 people that do the GED have gone through with you with these aptitude tests. The highest scoring aptitude across all of those 1,000 people is abstract reasoning. It's also high concentration in terms of everyone that's done the test. So it's not like they're all scoring abstract and they're all getting low. They're getting high across the board, but are stronger in abstract. This could mean that they hated school, which really benefits people that are strong at verbal reasoning, statement and written comprehension, and numerical reasoning. They can pull apart and abstract difficult concepts versus comprehend simple logic. School really benefits people that comprehend simple logic and obey the rules. Abstract people generally create their own rules. That's an interesting insight. What's also interesting about abstraction is it's the most sought after trait for technical roles and sales roles. Number 8, the biggest learning preferences for those that do the GED after 8,000 learners have done our learning preference survey is auditory, verbal, and kinesthetic. If you go to school, if you're interpersonal, intrapersonal, you'll probably do well. If you're auditory, verbal, and kinesthetic, and you're not good at debating, you're not good at sports, or you're not good at music, you're probably going to suffer. But if you do score high in verbal, you'll probably excel well in management and higher education. And if you do score high in kinesthetic, any type of people-facing role, you're going to excel in. You can learn quick, you can see it once, and you can replicate. People that are kinesthetic learners are also good software developers. You can see something done once and you can reproduce it. There is a hidden talent pool here. And as we dig deeper to find more about how these people learn, we're probably going to figure out that they don't fit into our traditional model, which is, this is how it is, this is what you should take from it, repeat that back to me. That's all rather boring anyway. The GED and those that complete it are full of people who triumph over adversity. Single parent families, poor upbringing, family breakdown, wrong area, wrong town. It's the same story over and over again. But I also found it's full of other characters too. I had a few people call me and ask me what they should do for a job when they figured out I should do the GED. A lot of them were kids of entrepreneurs. They're entrepreneurs with parents that never graduated high school, never graduated college, but their parents want them to go there. When I did a bit of deep diving, it turns out there's about 50 to 60,000 of these people that sign up to the GED year that are 20 to 23 that live in high income areas. They hated school. They probably didn't fit in, and they're probably just different learners. But they're also not facing adversity. So it highlights the point again that the current education model just doesn't fit everyone. And if you don't fit in socially, why would you keep attending? A lot of employers don't value the GED. That's lesson number 11. We've done 2,860 cold calls since week 2, so about 3.5-4 weeks of cold calling. We've only had about 2 to 3 employers a week book a call with us to talk about the program. Now, you could say that we're bad at cold calling. Cold calling is hard and outreach is hard. Cold outreach is definitely hard of a new idea. But, some of the responses from heads of diversity, SVPs of personnel, HR, talent have been, I don't really want to hire GED grads. Take me off your list. That's a pretty clear indicator that our pitch probably wasn't wrong. This idea that we don't value learners when they graduate high school, whether it's self-paced GED or graduating alone, is crazy. We should be getting these people into the workforce. We shouldn't be delaying their time. We should be looking at them as individuals and their ambition and how they can fit in. People don't value the GED yet. But throughout our journey, we've also worked out some companies do and are cracking on. Walmart, KFC make GED graduations part of their ritual and their culture and are seeing the benefits of it. Less turnover, better managers, better servers, all delivered by someone bringing in a learner at a younger age versus not bring them in until they've already learned a degree or a credential that was worthy of learning in their eyes. 13, it's hard to complete a test that just opens up more gates to more opportunity. I'm doing the test training while working full-time. Without peer pressure, it's hard to make time for self-study. You've got to force yourself to it. You've got to be disciplined. But you've got to be disciplined and you get through the test and there's no opportunity. You then have to do pre-exams for college, do bridging courses for college, or convince an employer to take a chance. So it's a hard credential, but it only opens up more gates. It gets you started in the race. We need to change that because every GED grad I spoke to has a story of hacking a problem, has a story of grit, has a story of triumph. All of these things like hacking a problem, grit and triumph, and triumphing over adversity are all things employers are looking for all the time. They're struggling to engage their staff. They're struggling to get people engaged. They're struggling to get them productive. These people are productive. They're productive when no one's watching. Last but not least, I've found that anyone that's supporting students through the GED will look at any tool that can help them, give them free skills that can get them better jobs. It's been a tough 5 weeks of the GED. As I go into this week, I'll be taking on the mathematics GED exam. I'll be doing 4 practice tests before I do it. I can tell you right now, I'm nervous. But I love learning about the people around the GED and the ecosystem that supports it. And it's given me a drive to help make more changes and to see if I can lean in further in connecting these great people to employment and get them out of this loop where they don't feel like they fit in. And at the same time, pulling apart the education system a little bit, prying at its edges, showing how it needs to change. That's important work too. More to come.